Well, good evening, viewers. Okay, as you can see, I've started assembling the trailer, and because I haven't buffed it or done anything like that yet. Like it's acrylic. Leave it a few weeks. It's way too early to even consider that. But yeah, got all the rear assembled. Don't have the rubber seal around the boot yet. I haven't actually gone and bought that yet. And, what I did do, because the rubber seals around the tail lights have just absolutely perished. So I went and bought some from rear spares. There's just some rubber profile. And, separates. And that cost me $11 for 2 meters. So yeah, it's pretty good value. I did I put it around the number plate light as well, but it's not really working. So it's not. It's sort of pulling down in some places, but not as sitting up. There's gaps. There's also a gap down the back here, which is not good because that'll collect dirt and mould and shit like that. So I do have the original, but as you can see, it's pretty old. It's hard. It's covered in the green house paint, brushed on house paint that was on the tailgate, and it's certainly not going to seal up anything, but it's broken here in the middle as well. And I could just buy a new one, I suppose. There's probably not much. I might actually look at that, see how much a new one is. Although, I suppose any saving of money is good. Thinness tends to soften rubber a little bit anyway. There is something else you can use to soften rubber. I forgot what it is. I saved a video, I'll have to look it up. Yeah, once I try and clean it up. Any saving of money is a good thing. And here, you can see here, this is a piece of inner tube, car inner tube. And I keep bits like that. And you can see the holes I've punched out of it. Used a larger hole punch, and then I came along with a small one and punched another hole in the centre. And that's what I've used under the number plate and under the bolts that hold the number plate light on. Because it's got to seal up now. It's not like when it was on the Volkswagen where it had vents in it, and it now has to keep the water out. So. And of course I put an O-ring around the lock. I put silicone under the original rubber. The original rubber, it's very hard. That's under the latch itself. So, but it's intact and it looks decent. So, I'll put a bit of silicone between the rubber and the lock, and then between the rubber and the panel. So that should seal up all right. And if you haven't seen the lock system, haven't watched the previous video, it's a pretty simple idea. It's just pushes against. Just stops the latch from going back enough to unlatch it. So simple basic idea. Found a rubber grommet that fitted in this hole because it didn't have a hole in it. So once again, I got a punch to punch a hole through, like it was just a blanking grommet. And that was really, because it was really hard to try and push the rubber through. and it didn't look like it was going to go through at first because it's tight. But yeah, just put a bit of WD on there, WD-40 on there, and it slipped in nice and easy. So yeah, it's one thing to keep in mind if you're trying to push things through rubber seals and they don't want to work. Just spray a bit of WD on it, and it'll slip in real easy. So, yeah, as I said, I've still got to get buy the rubber seal to go around it yet. And I've got a boo-boo up here, and because this will lift up higher. Actually, I'm wondering now, but this actually pulled in, because that's sitting up. I wonder if I managed to pull that in the process of when I was working on it after I had it off. You wouldn't think so. Anyway, as I said here, in the process of doing the final sand, I've mucked this line up. It's it's 10 mil away from where it's supposed to be. You can actually see it when you sit back there. Yeah, it's in line to about here, and then it turns. Yeah, definitely going to have to correct that. Put a bit more paint on it and whatever. The outside's reasonable. As I said, this will sit up. I wonder actually, because I finished that off with the rubber in there. So I'm wondering when I get the rubber in it, whether it actually takes some of the curve, some of the bend out of it. Pushes out that little bit more. Don't know, but I'll get the rubber in there before I go touching it again or doing anything more with it. I was missing one of the backing plates for the tail lights. These, and so I've had to make one up. I mean, I could go and get another one. Two issues with that. One is I don't want to wait for it, and two, I don't want to pay for it. So, but yeah, I'll show you what I did. I'll stick you on the tripod for a minute. I'll take that light off, and I was hoping that I was going to have a metal backing plate on one of these other lights. This is not going to want to stand up. A whole box of other lights, but I do have metal backing plates, but both of them are rusting to shit, so they can pretty much go in the garbage, I think. Anyway, I'll take this light off and show you what I had to do. It's pretty sort of involved, actually. Well, that was good. Sorry about that. Stop fiddling farting around too much. Anyway, we'll rip this light off quick. I want to show you what I had to do to make this work. Because this got broken too while it was in the box. And it looked like it had already been glued previously. I'll just stand in front of the camera. But, anyway, all the pieces were there, so let's get some more glue. Sally's making plastic glue that works pretty good. And, it's just breaking out the bolt part. As I said, I got all the pieces in the bag there, so that's glue it back together. I will eventually get some new ones, and I'll probably put them on the barger Put larger ones in here. Then it'll have reversing like lenses. And it's not a bad thing. Actually, wouldn't hurt to have reversing lights. That could be helpful in the drama. Yeah, as you can see, hopefully you can see. So we've I just got a bit of stainless steel plate, cut out the right shape, and yeah, so because I didn't have any metal ones, I did have some plastic ones that were in a tail light, which has helped me forward. It's got a broken lens, one I replaced not long ago. So yeah, I just cut the back piece out and riveted it in. If you're ever riveting plastic, to make sure you put the head in the plastic, not the tail of it, because the tail will, especially on narrow bits of plastic, it'll just break it out. So yeah, riveting plastic, to something else, always put the head of it in the plastic so that it's pulling against the steel. But, anyway, pretty simple. So, and yeah, I can go ahead and wire them up now. So, anyway. But yeah, this is sort of starting to look the part. Yeah, I haven't got the bonnet on yet. But, I did put the lock in. You notice one lock's blue and one lock's red. I did it on purpose. I painted the keys as well. That's so that I know which key goes into which lock. I'm not putting the wrong key in if it'll farting around and whatever, so eventually, probably what I will do eventually is I'll go into the locksmith and I'll get one of the locks made to the same key as the other one. So, but yeah, if you haven't seen the mechanism, actually I'll grab the key. I'll show you how it works. Blue key, red key. I'm holding this with the wrong hand here. I'm right-handed. Yeah. And, you can see the piece in there. Piece that holds it down. So turning it the wrong way. Yeah, and it was too hard to start with, and so I made a little lever. I'm not very organised, am I? Should have planned to do this and put the light in there instead of walking back and forwards and I'll try to not turn you upside down. Okay. There we go. So that's just a piece of wire with like an S bend in it or Z bend. Goes over to this lever. This lever pivots mounted to the body, and so by putting it on the lever system, it gives it leverage. See? So makes it easier on the key. Like that was so hard before, I was thinking that I'm eventually going to snap the key. But so it doesn't need to move very far. So it's made it easier. Yeah. So because I'll be travelling around with all my gear in here, and I've got you upside down, sorry. It has to be able to lock. So. And there was also, because that runs, via cable, Yeah, when it's on the car originally, why have we gone yellow? What's going on here? Turned yellow. Oh, there we go. That's probably been yellow since I dropped the screen, since I dropped the camera. Anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, as I said, because when it was on the Beetle itself, it was a cable to release the bonnet, so yeah, and I had to have another way to open it, and had the way to lock it, so yeah, we managed that in one go. Anyway, I'll continue with it, and I'm going to take the body off. I've got to shorten the axles, and I'll make another video on that. This is actually a solid metal bar. Like, this is off the trailer that my dad bought in '64, and yeah, as you see, it's way too close to the guard. If you get a decent bump, that'll scrape the underside of the guard continuous. And yeah, this trailer is also made so that I can take the shell off and just put a box on there and use it as a box trailer or bike trailer or whatever, or other things. And I've got proper trailer mudguards that fit on there, and I actually had to space them out. Because I made the frame to suit this. I made the frame the right width for this body, but yeah, the wheels are too wide for the guards that I put on them. I had to put 1 inch spaces in the guard and pack them out. So yeah, if I narrow the axle, it will also suit that as well. But yeah, as I said, it's a solid square bar running all the way through, which is more strength and weight than I need anyway. So and I looked at the price, and I think it's probably 1.5 inches. It's about 38mm or something. And I priced the proper trailer tube to put on there, and it's going to cost like $80 or something. So yeah. Thinking of a way around that too. I got rectangle tube of around that size, so I might actually cut it down, and I cut it down lengthways, and clamp it in there. I've got some angle bar, but I'd prefer not. I'd prefer to keep that because I want to use that to make the box. But anyway, so what I'm getting to is I will be taking 1 inch from either side, or bringing the wheels in on each either side, and taking the bulk of this solid bar out. So it'll be just inside where the springs mount to it. I'll leave probably 2 inches or something overlap, and cut it off, and then sleeve the other tube over the top. Anyway, enough about that. I'll make a video on that anyway. So, alright, well, thanks again for watching, and hopefully catch you next time. Bye.